again, I want to spend a little bit of time on this picture. If you guys have watched the Raising Money webinar I did, I talked a little about this, and I want to hit home on this because it's real important that most people go out and find the deal first. I would tell you 95+% of the people I talk to, I do all these strategy calls, are out trying to find a deal. They don't know where the money's going to come from. They have people that kind of in the back of their mind, but they don't really know. So they go out and find a deal, and they're chasing it around, and then maybe if they're lucky to get 30-day due diligence, they start on step 5. They're going to go out and get the documents created, and maybe they got an extra. It's going to take 2 weeks to get the documents done, and they got 2 weeks to do step 6. Maybe they can buy a little bit more time through various strategies, but ultimately you're stressed out. I mean, if you got a guy in your pocket, like I've got people that if I find a deal, I could start on step 5. But a lot of you don't have that. You're setting yourself up for failure if you start your process with the deal first. I'm going to draw a line right here. Line in the sand. So I'm saying step away from the line. If you don't have people lined up right now, they're going to write you a check to close your deal, so you don't have any stress. So I want you to start, we just talked about, with this pitch book. I want you to spend as much time as you need on these 4 steps so that you feel comfortable that you have money sitting there, money people that are eager, excited about investing with you. That takes a little bit of time. This is what I call a process. We got 4 steps. This is important, guys. I really want you to pay attention right now because of anything you've learned in this program. If you can get these 4 steps right, you can do anything you want. Sky's the limit. There's no rush to get a deal. I want you to take your time on these 4 steps right here. I want you to come up with a badass investment strategy. Badass. I want you to research it. I want you to find it. I want you to find a big problem in a big market. And then I want you to create your pitch book. A story about how you're going to execute your strategy, how you're going to make money. And then you've got tons of people in your business right now that are on your list to create these investors, people on your list that you can go out in step 3 and just start talking to them. 3 meetings a week. 3 meetings a week. Now this process can happen slowly. It can happen quickly. It all depends on how much time you want to put into it. Put more time, it's going to happen quicker. I don't want you to fail by going out and getting a deal and then trying to put the thing together. If you got somebody lined up that's a big pocket, great. Some people, not many, have their own funds. They can close on the deal themselves and then re-syndicate the deal and bring in investors. They have that luxury, but most of us don't have that luxury. This is one of the biggest fears for people getting involved with commercial syndications. Is they're afraid of the money. They're afraid of the money piece. They come across great deals all the time. They don't end up syndicating themselves because they don't know where to get the money. So if you spend your time on these 4 steps right here, building your pool of investors, this is the key. If you can spend all your time doing that, the next steps 5 to 8 are a piece of cake. You're going to fly right through those. You're not going to be stressed out. You're all excited. You got a great deal. Investors excited. You got tons of positive energy going. Versus going out and getting a deal, not knowing where the money's going to come from. You have no positive energy. You're stressed out. You're thinking about failure. To me, it's a no-brainer. I think you just got to suck up your ego and say, hey, I'm gonna work this 4-step process. I'm going to build my investor pool, and then I'm going to find a deal. So it goes like this. And then it comes down to step 5. Build that investor pool. Take away the risk. Buy a small deal. You don't need to become a billionaire on your first deal. Anything we do in life, it's for the first time, you start small. You make mistakes. You learn. And what you learn, those mistakes, you capitalize on them. Because the next time you do it, you're not going to make those mistakes. Granted, you might make some more mistakes, but as time goes on, you become better at what you're doing. You're starting to get more people excited. You're starting to buy bigger deals. You're raising more money, and that's how the process works. Nobody starts off with a portfolio of 1,000 units or 5,000 units. Just Jerry Fink, you know, if you guys listen to that interview with Jerry, I refer to him a lot because he kind of followed the same path. He started off, I think it was Garden Grove, Orange County somewhere, buying like 40 or 50 units, small little deal. It was like a $2 million deal. He'd done over 200,000 units, and it started because of that little small deal. You guys got to start this way. If you haven't done a deal, you start this way. You start building your pool of investors. You start the 4-step process. It all comes down to that. And in fact, this is what's unique about this program because I really focus on these 4 steps. Everybody else is talking about, hey, let's go get a deal. This is how you create your documents, and let's go raise money and get it closed. Let's make sure you bill in enough time so you're not worried. Yeah, right. This is a safe way to do it. This is the way, if you do it the safe way, it's going to get done. You're in no rush. It could take you 6 months to build your pool of investors before you go find a deal. You're not stressed out. There's no time period. But you're going to get a lot of people. You're going to come across investors every once in a while that's going to have a deep pocket, and he's just going to be your one investor who's going to do your deal. But you got to have 3 meetings a week. Listen to Carlos Vaz's interview. You know, here's a guy that had almost 3 meetings a day for each week. Find your restaurant, find your cocktail lounge, find your coffee shop, find whatever, and just start meeting people. You don't need to take your pitch book. You can just start talking to them. Get the dialogue going. You can follow up with an email with a copy of your pitch book. But one of the biggest reasons for creating your pitch book is so you understand what you're doing. You understand what you're going hunting for. And you understand how you're going to do it. And you can communicate that to people. And that takes a little bit of thought. Takes a little bit of time. So these first 4 steps are important. Okay? I do want to talk about something we have coming up. And Nikki, you there?
Yep, I'm here. I wanted to throw in a question real quick before you moved on.
Yep. Let's do it.
Jeffrey's asking, so finding a great deal is between step 4 and 5.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. You find a great deal when you think you have the money lined up. You don't go out and look for a deal until you feel like you have the funds there. You can close the deal, and you're not going to be stressed out. That's when you do it. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, but Steve added a number 9, and it's called rinse and repeat.
Yes, right, exactly. That's you've just put together a package of, you know, your first deal, maybe it's $150,000. Maybe it's, you guys are in the business, could be $250,000, I don't know. But you keep building these packages, these little equity pieces. You get paid fees along the way, and over time you have all these little packages that start cashing in over time. That helps pay for the lifestyle you want. So you rinse and repeat. Okay, so I want to talk about a little event that we have coming up, and the reason I decided to put it here is because it's about raising money. We just talked about raising money. We're talk about closing your deal next, but we're having an event. It's a 3-day. It's in Phoenix. It's October 9th to 11th. Actually it's in Scottsdale, not Phoenix, but it's all geared towards raising money. And I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the things that we're going to cover, but you know, it's an event that really, I look at most of you, one thing that's holding you back is raising the money. That needs to go away. That needs to go away. And so we put together this workshop, this boot camp, for those of you that feel like it's holding you back and you want to start raising more money. In fact, I'm saying that if you come to this workshop and you follow these 4 steps, and you get good at these 4 steps, and we're going to have a system so that this happens, a follow-up system, so it's not just the boot camp, but a follow-up system. You follow these things. I'm saying you can go out and raise more than $1 million. I feel like the very minimum you should be able to raise $1 million. I just want you to make sure that it's safe and predictable so that you have these systems set up. We're going to give you a marketing plan so that you have, we talk about 3 meetings a week. We're going to go much more detailed on that and exactly how you're going to do that. We're going to go through a pitch book process. We're probably going to spend a day, maybe a day and a half on the investment strategy and the pitch book. And we're going to show you how to put together the framework, the structure of your system, of your syndication, and actually how to go about raising money. And so that's kind of some, Nikki, you would jump in here if you think of something, but here's kind of what we're going to be talking about in this boot camp, this 3-day boot camp. Obviously, we're going through the 8 steps that I just took you through. We're going to spend probably a day and a half just on this page right here. I'm going to go forward to the next page and show you what we're going to be talking about. But this is what it's all about, guys. You need to be badass at this, and so we're going to focus just on that. We're going to focus on, how do you come up with an investment strategy? When you leave this boot camp, you're going to have an investment strategy for you that you like, that gets you excited, and we're going to talk about that. This is going to be a program where it's going to be intimate. We're all going to have 30 to 35 people, and it's not just me talking to you. You guys are going to be doing this stuff. So when you walk away, you're going to have some sort of plan at the end of the boot camp. You're also going to have a pitch book. We're going to sit there and we're going to talk about how you're going to create your specific pitch book. Everybody's going to have a pitch book. In fact, we're going to get into groups, and each group is going to create their pitch book, and we're going to maybe give out some prizes for the most compelling pitch book. And you're going to go through the process of doing that, but you're also going to, from that, you're also going to have the basics, parameters, and framework of your own pitch book. Okay, and so that pitch book is all about the story. It's about, a lot of this pitch book stuff I've done. It really is what's going on Wall Street right now, and I'm trying to bring what goes on on the big streets to just basically Main Street, to help you build your credibility. Some of the guys, all the private equity guys are looking at pitch books. That's essentially their business plans, and it works at this level as well as you guys just getting going, because your pitch book is going to evolve, and so I'm exposing what's going on, and so we're going to learn that. We're also going to talk about your list. What are some of the rules of the game to building your list? And we're going to create some free giveaways, and one of the things I'm going to give you is a free giveaway that you can use. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I think it's easier to go out and get $250,000 from an investor than it is $25,000. Where do you find these types of investors? We're going to talk about that. Obviously, connecting with investors, the meetings, it's huge. We're going to talk about, hey, you got to understand how an investor thinks. I'm going to go through the 5 questions that you need to have answers to and think about when you're talking to these investors. I'm actually going to give you a script during the thing, and there's really are 3 types of people that are most likely to be your investors, and so we're going to talk about those. And then we're going to talk about the gold, the investor database, how you can build an army, a big database of investors, and how you can grow that. But really, the last thing right there, because this is the connection between, like Jeffrey's just talking about, between step 4 and step 5. Now that you've built this pool of investors, how do you get them primed for the deal you're getting ready to table to them? How do you do that? And there's a lot of things, inside secrets that I've been successful doing that's going to help you out. And so I'm going to show you that, because once you do this, it's going to be very easy for you to raise the money. That's why I was saying, if you get the first 4 steps right, you're going to have a lot easier time. So that's the probably day and a half. That's the real guts of this thing. But we're also going to talk about the other steps. I'm going to talk to you about the syndication documents, and we're going to go through. We're going to have examples, and I'm going to make sure all your deals get structured right. Then we're going to go through there's actually a 6-step process. You learned about it in this program here, but we're going to dig into it a lot deeper, and how you actually build your list and go out and start talking to these people and get them to write you checks. And so we're going to talk about getting your deal closed, and the last one, managing your investors, is huge. Talked about Todd and Adam. I mean, their investors are beating them up big time for more deals. I just can't tell you. And so they're excited, and the same thing is going to happen to you. Same thing happens to everybody. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that, Craig, really quick, the Todd and Adam deal. I want everybody to know they just graduated in December, and I know that their first thing was just like everybody else's. How are they going to raise money? You know, and the first thing that they thought is, you know, they had to go find a deal. And so, you know, going through this process, as you know, probably by now with Craig, that that it's all about your investment strategy. And this boot camp that he's talking about here is drilling into that, creating that, and you walking away with one.
Right.
That's defined, and then all the other stuff that you thought you were worried about is not a worry anymore.
Great point, Chica. If you got any more good wisdom, throw it out there.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I wanted to let everybody know that if you haven't listened to Adam Ross and Todd Benson's interview, I will go ahead and send an email out and let you guys have the link to that. We don't have it up on the site right now, but I will give you guys a link and you can listen in. It's a great interview. Good tips.
Yeah, that's a definite listen. And read. You can read it too.
Yes.
So here is the place that we're going to be holding this. This is Scottsdale. It's right next to a very high-end area. It's just off the 101 freeway. It's next to the Talking Stick, which I'll show you in a second. It's a casino resort, and it's next to Top Golf. And we're holding it here for a couple reasons. One, this is a pretty classy joint, and I'm a value hound, and we can get these rooms down to roughly $100 or normally $200. And so I thought that was a big value add. And so this is kind of pictures. You can go and take a look at more pictures if you go on the website. But, you know, this is kind of where we're going to have our lunches and our breakfasts right there, which we're going to take care of. Here's where we're going to have our meetings. And you see it's very cozy, very intimate. But this is here's the types of rooms you can expect when you go there. And you can spend double that and get pretty much the same thing. So, and you can stay at the Talking Stick, which we'll talk about in a second. It's right next door, so walking distance. Top Golf. So here's one of the things that we're going to do. My goal is to make this an experience. My goal is to make this, not only are you going to walk away with a better understanding of raising money and having your process and system set up, and having your pitch book kind of done and knowing what you're going to do, but I want you to network with other folks that are just like you, that are doing the same thing. There's going to be a lot of networking opportunities, partnership possible opportunities. And so to do that, I created a couple events. And this is the first one right here we're going to talk about so that we can have some fun and we can socialize. And this right here, I don't think any of you have been to Top Golf. It's kind of a new deal. It started in, where did it start? Somewhere in Houston, I think, or Texas. I'm not really sure.
Yes.
They have
5 of them there or something now. It's a big hit.
Yeah, they've gotten 10 of them, and it's like a 4-hour wait to get into this thing these days. And so they just built this thing in Scottsdale, and it's right next door to Hampton Inn. We're just going to walk over there when we get done the first night. So this is basically going to be Thursday night. We're going to walk over here, and you can select your golf clubs, and it's almost like playing bowling, right? You're going to bowl, and so you get these little lanes. Maybe I should put some white ink on there. These things right here are almost like lanes, but you're going to take your golf clubs and you're going to go out and you're going to hit these targets right here. This is kind of where you're aiming for, and based on where you hit the targets, you get points. So it's actually going to be a competition.
Yeah, it's almost like a mix between bowling, darts, golf, all of that kind of combined. It's very cool.
Yeah. And so we're going to have 4 bays for us, dedicated for us, and we're going to have food there. And we have cocktails and all kinds of good stuff to make this a fun event. They've got a pool table down below. There's like 3 stories. They have a huge bar. You can hang out here at the bar. We're going to be doing this from basically 7 to 10. This is a 3-hour event. So this is Thursday, 7 to 10.
Actually, I think we had it 6 to 9, Craig, on that day, because we're going to be having dinner there.
Okay, let me use my eraser. Oh.
Yay.
So 6 to 9, 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because we're eating there, right? Because
Yep.
Friday night we're doing 7 to 10 because we're eating somewhere else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's we got the golf covered here for you. We got the meals covered for you. Obviously, we're not covering the alcohol because if something happens, we don't want to be liable. But I guarantee you, Craigie boy will be having a cocktail or two. So that's Thursday, and then on Friday night, after we get done with the train, we're going to go next door. So this is a resort. You can stay at this resort. The rates to stay here are a lot higher. Is it better? Yes, modestly better. My recommendation, but you could check into that. It's a big casino. It's like some of the stuff you see in Las Vegas. We're going to go over there and we're going to have steak and lobster and crabs and all kinds of good stuff. Ribeye, I think they have, and Mexican food and whatever you want. We're going to go over there. They have unbelievable. It's known for their buffet, so it's very high-end buffet. So everybody can get what they want. From like me, probably getting Mexican food, to some of you like probably getting steak. If you're from Texas, like my brother, you're getting steak. And so this is kind of the place where it's held right there as far as where we're going to hang out. And then we're going to go back to the Hampton Inns from 7. This is Friday, 7 to 10. How's that, Nikki?
Perfect, Doctor.
7 to 10. And we've hired somebody to come in and set up tables and bring personnel and create a little casino night for us. And so we're going to have prizes that we're going to give away based on that. We can't really make it a gambling thing as far as cash, but we're going to try and give away prizes.
At least not that we know of. The reason why we're doing this, folks, is because we are actually, we're going to be right next there to the casino, and we were considering having a gambling event over there, but they won't do anything private, and we kind of wanted to stay together, like Craig had mentioned, with the networking and hanging out with each other. So we created our own environment over at our meeting room. They're going to convert that while we're gone to dinner, and we have our own dealers, professional dealers, and tables being set up. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to create a brotherhood here. So you guys are all in the same boat, and you're going to have some relationships that last forever. And so there has to be an atmosphere for that to happen. And so we're trying to create that experience, because this is when you're coming from out of town. We want this to be a total experience, both from having fun as well as the results that you're going to get from the training. Part of it, I mean, that's the most important point, but it's the whole package that we're trying to offer up and trying to be different than everybody else. No, I don't know a lot of people who do stuff like this. And so we want to be different. We want some wow factor, and so we're looking forward to this. And so some of the things that are going to be included in this. Oh, I just talked and something came out of my mouth and landed on my screen. Hope you didn't see that. So some of the things are going to be included. Obviously, we're going to have the 3 days. It's going to be very personalized and it's intense because we just have a small group. I do not want to go past 40 people. We're talking 30 to 35. I need to be involved with your business. I'm going to talk about some things where I'm going to be involved after this. And if it gets too big, I can't. You simply need me involved. And so I've tried to limit it to that, trying to do the right thing. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we just talked about the Top Golf outing, and you got a chance to take a look at that. The casino night we talked about. We're going to take care of all the meals, the breakfasts. At the Hampton Inn, they got all kinds of stuff you can eat there. We're going to have lunch brought into us. I think we're talking about, what are we talking about lunches, Nikki? We're talking about doing a Mexican food.
Oh, we got to have Mexican food because a lot of people that come from out of town love Mexican food. So we'll do that. We'll do sandwich stuff one day, and then a vegan menu. That could definitely be arranged. And we also are considering going out to a Mongolian place, and we will provide transportation for that as well.
Yeah, this Mongolian place is kind of cool. You walk through a line, you put all the stuff you want in your it's almost like a stir fry, and then they walk up there and they sit there and cook it for you, and they put it back in, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome. So all the at the place we're going to be, all the coffee is going to be there all the time for you, tea, all that kind of good stuff, and so forth. I have a course, pitch book course, and so you guys are going to get all that. It's on Jigsaw Box. We're going to let you have that. And I go into detail about all the issues from why you're setting it up, how you're setting it up, how to position yourself, a lot of details. So you're going to get that. We're going to talk a lot about that during our conference boot camp. So.
Yeah, and let me just add one thing.
Yeah.
That pitch book, because I had a question come to me during our questions thing, and I wanted to wait till we got to this part. This is where you will receive a sample copy of Craig's pitch book, and we will be creating your own specific to you and your investment strategy.
Yeah, what we're going to do as far as a pitch book, I've gotten done tons of pitch books, right? Different ones, different strategies that we're going to talk about. I'm going to put them up there so you guys can see them. So you're going to get a really good flavor of different types of business plans and pitch books that are out there that help give you some more ideas. So that'll be part of the 3 days that we'll be doing that. So also I put together this critique, right, a pitch book critique, because we're going to talk about this. This is how you do it, and you guys are going to start doing this. But it doesn't mean anything unless you have a pitch book that's badass. And so I need to be a part of that. So you got to send it to me, and I'm going to critique it. In fact, we're going to have 2 calls, right? We're going to just you and me going to get on the phone twice and talk about your pitch book. We're going to refine that sucker so it is badass. And then I want to put together one of the calls, or part of the call, depends on how what time we have for those 2 calls, but a big part of it's going to be about your plan. So now that we have a plan of a pitch book, what marketing plan are we going to put together to go out and start talking to people, and how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? So I want to come up with a plan to do that for you specifically, and everybody's different. Everybody has different assets within their business, and so I'm going to help you dig inside there and find some stuff and help you put together a plan, okay? And then this is what I was talking about. I have a report. It's like 30 pages or something like that. It's like a white paper, and it's about profiting from real estate cycles. And so what I want to do is I want to give you a tool to use when you're out trying to, get investors for a meeting. You're trying to help build your list. And so I'm gonna set it up so that you can co-author this thing. You don't have to do anything. You may already have some stuff you can use, but this thing is ready to go. All I ask you to do is maybe write a paragraph or 2 or something, just so we can say to your co-authors. And you're going to get this thing, and this is a marketing piece you can use to say, hey, I've got this report. If you want to take a look at how to make money in real estate cycles, and people that get that report can go on your list, and you can start to build a relationship with them. So that's something we're going to give away. We're creating a private discussion forum for everybody that's in the Raising Money Bootcamp. You guys are going to get to know each other really well, and so I want to make sure you're communicating, and so this is a place to do that. I'm going to be involved with it as well, so there will be continued access to me as well as everybody else, and hopefully help you, push yourself a little bit, and you need that when you're out doing something new for the first time, and so you're going to have a support group to do that. Obviously, I talked about some of the networking partner opportunities, being involved. And then we're also giving you guys something special. This thing is probably going to be priced at $5,000. It's unique. We're putting together I put this thing together so that, not for my purposes, I put it together for you. What do you need to be successful? And here's the whole package that we came up with. And so we're going to offer it out of the gate for a short period of time for half that. So it's $2,500, and we're going to give you guys, because you've been to this, an extra $500 off. So did I say that right, Nikki?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Perfectly fine.
So there's all the things that comes with it. We haven't even put this out. So this is, you guys are getting the first look at this, and things might change. I don't know, but you guys are getting the first look at it. We're going to try and put this up on a web page maybe in a week or 2, but we're only going to have 30 to 35 people. So if something you want to do, I'd recommend doing that. And so for you guys, if you decide to do it, it's only $2,000 because you're getting the $500 off. And obviously the price is going to go up. So it's $500 off 5,000 is a bigger number. But so if it sounds like something interested, I would contact Nikki to get more details so you can answer a lot of questions. If you feel like we need to get on the phone and talk, that's okay too. But I wanted to share one other thing, that it doesn't just go towards this subject right here. It's really about life in general. And I want you to imagine that you have, I'm not a very good artist. That's actually a dog. A dog that's smiling. And you have a dog, right? And a lot of people have got these systems in their backyard that, right? They have this collar. So if a dog goes outside, they don't have fences, but if a dog goes outside this area right here, they get zapped. And so the dog goes up there and never goes past this imaginary line because it knows where it's going to get zapped. It might get zapped over here, but it knows that. And what this really is for us as we try to do things differently, we all have this comfort zone. And it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different comfort zone. Some comfort zones might be way out here, whatever, but everybody has a comfort zone. And so as it drills down to you specifically, I feel like many of you that are just trying to get into syndication are afraid of the money-raising process. And when you get to that edge right here, thinking about raising money, you get zapped, and you never get outside your comfort zone. So I want you to think about this program we have, this boot camp, as being a shield so you don't get zapped, to help you get out here where you're going to raise, I'm saying you're going to raise $1 million plus if you follow the steps that we go through in this program. You build the camaraderie, and you build the partnerships and network and stay focused on getting those first 4 steps done, that you can easily do that. I started with $1.5 million in my first deal. Todd and Adam started at $3.5 million. You guys are in the game. You've been doing this. You have huge resources. I'm going to help you tap into some of those resources so that you can do this. But I just don't want you to get zapped. Yeah, taking this from a bigger standpoint, just getting into the syndication business, everybody gets in their comfort zone and is afraid to get outside that comfort zone. And when you get outside here, you need support. And so we're going to help give you that support, as well as some of the people in your group, in this group, give you the support. And we're going to have the private discussion forum as well as me staying active in your business. So I don't know, does anybody have any questions about this? Nikki can answer them, but just generally before I go on and we start talking about closing a deal.
Steve asks what's the hotel's extended rates, because he's got a hike.
Oh,
I'll definitely have to find out. We could probably get them to stick with the same rate of the event,
yeah.
Which Craig mentioned, and they're right at about $100. They're $109 a night to stay right there where the event is. If you don't stay there, we highly suggest you stay across the street, because we'll be partying till the way after the sun goes down. So, and then getting up at the crack of dawn too. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, and so Nikki's gonna have a room there. I'll have a room there with my wife, so we'll be there. So that'd be cool. Hang out with you guys. That's part of it, man. I want to hang out with you guys, and I'm hoping I can build a relationship with you guys over the years, and I can help you achieve some of the things you want to do. I can help you get outside the zapped area of your comfort zone.